contest.
Yeah. Costner in Waterworld.
Oh, sure.
He's way more athletic than Costner.
Wow, Waterworld was also 95?
Yes.
And am I right in thinking that movie also huge, like...
Oh.
Very much. Huge.
Yes.
A bomb would be, yeah.
But also, that set the narrative, too, because that came out before Cutthroat Island. So you already had one gigantic, big budget. I mean, Waterworld made money, but I think the narrative was there.
Still one of the best things at Universal Studios Hollywood. It's still going because people love that stunt show. It is wonderful.
Jet Ski City. But yeah, what do you think? Do you think that also hurt? Like looking through this, that narrative, like of that?
I am in favor of shifting the discussion around this movie to blaming Waterworld for its failure.
There it is. Blame
Done.
Waterworld.
Okay.
Oh, then Judge Dredd.
Judge Dredd, yeah, man.
Sudden Death. Jean-Claude Van Damme fights a
penguin.
penguin.
Isn't that the hockey one?
Yeah, he fights a penguin.
Oh, God.
Congo.
Mascot.
Congo.
Desperado.
Oh, boy. Yeah. Congo was one where I read the book and then saw the movie, was like, but did these people read the book?
Geena Davis, far more athletic than Laura Linney and Dylan Walsh. And Grant Heslov. And Joe Don Baker.
Oh,
Tim
man.
Curry. If you want a non-athletic cast.
Curry in that movie with the accent that is questionable at best, but he commits to it.
Put down the sesame cake.
Herkimer Hamolka.
Yeah.
That's a fun name to say. You got a fun name, Herkimer Hamolka.
That would be the point where I was like, no, I read the book, but these people did not, so it's all right. It's okay.
Oh, I love Congo.
Had gorilla.
Yeah,
Laura Linney shoots missiles out of the sky with a flare gun alongside Ernie Hudson. It's beautiful.
Bruce Campbell gets brutally murdered in the first minute and a half.
Based on a true story. Yeah.
They just brought him in for his yelling.
Oh, man.
Well, this was awesome. Thank you for joining. This was awesome. I'm so glad that we finally got to talk about this movie and see how great it is. Jay, did you do the Deep in Blue stats on it?
I did. Well, before we get into that, I've been trying to find connections between the film we watch and the Deep Blue Sea franchise. So I just have a few. There's a character called Shaw, just like in Deep Blue Sea 3.
Of course.
Very easy stuff as well. The scene where Geena Davis is waiting down on the anchor for it to be pulled up to come on the boat. We have no idea how long she was down there. Reminding me of the shark in Susan's room in Deep Blue Sea. Just how long is that shark in there? How long is she down on the anchor? I don't know. The film, the climax has a giant explosion near a sinking workplace.
Okay.
The actor who plays one of the traitorous guys is Jimmy Skaggs, sort of like Tom Skoggs. Skaggs, I don't know. And then the scene where during the storm, when Morgan and Blair are in her office and the window breaks behind them and water rushes through, it's very much like Jim's death. Mm-hmm. It's kind of even shot from the same angle with the water rushing through the window behind them. So that's my connection. Also, no connection, but I look forward to one day somebody giving me the insult of, you're harder to kill than your father. I just feel like someone's going to say that to me at some point. I look forward to
That is a true piratey kind of yes or no insult. Harder to kill than your father. What? You killed my father!
And in terms of deepest and bluest, we're obviously not going to be anywhere near last week's The Abyss in either of these. That was a very, very deep, not as blue as we thought, but still quite a blue film. This film, it starts out early on when her father is dropped on the anchor and he goes down and she has to swim down to save him. I thought, oh, here we go. We're underwater within the first 6 minutes, and then that's it for the film. That's the only sub sea level 32 seconds of the film. So the average depth ends up being about 3.5 meters up in the air. So 11.5 feet. Disappointing, if I'm honest. And only 26% blue as well. So not even that blue. And a lot of
Caribbean,
nighttime.
there's a lot of green, isn't it?
Yes, there's a lot of green, and a lot of the shots in the water are at night or day for night, as Mark said. So it's just coming off as black. The water, it seems, or grey in some bits. So yeah, disappointingly not very blue. But they took my note from a previous week where the start of the closing credits have a blue background to them. That's free blueness. It doesn't take anything away from the film. It's just free blue. But then it goes into black for the majority. So they threw away their chances to be bluer than they were.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't know what people are thinking about. But yeah, not very blue. So this is the least shallow film we've covered so far. Second to The Shallows.
Film.
Yeah. So the least deep, most shallow.
Okay,
It's hard to say it's the most shallow when it's up in the air. It's the least deep.
There's a lot of cliff work in this. It adds height.
Yeah, and I figured it wasn't going to be very deep, so I didn't spend a lot of time working out how high the cliffs were going to be, because I don't care about up, I want down. If you're up, whatever. Yeah. But thank you, Jeanette, for being here. What would you like to plug? Where can the listeners find you?
Well, you can find my movie reviews at my website, The Mundane Adventures of a Fangirl, which you can find at jwardadventures.blogspot.com. If you follow me on the Facebooks and the Twitters, as pointed out, I do share occasional dance videos of myself and my dance troupe, and you can also find details about us at tamarindtribalbellydance.com.
Fantastic. And listeners, you can find my writing over at lifeversusfilm.com, Life vs Film, or I have a monthly movie trivia podcast over on the Lambcast called Lampardy, which Jeanette and Mark have both been on before. And it's always a fun time.
Always a fun time.
Have you ever won?
No, I don't win. Actually, I won one game one time, but...
Not a Lampardy, a different game.
No, not on Lampardy.
But it's always fun to have you on.
Well,
you're always an entertaining guest.
I'm always happy to be there and lose with a lot of optimism.
Yeah, and you do it very well. Mark, where can people find you?
Yeah, Movies, Films, and Flicks, Movies, Films, and FLIX. You can check out all the reviews and the podcast. And then, just all the other stuff. Film Theory, just type in Mark Hoffmeyer Film Theory. I do work for Fandom now, so you buy the numbers videos. You can go watch. Those are on YouTube. I got those. And then, listen to Rotten Tomatoes is Wrong and Rotten Tomatoes Versus. So Deep Blue Sea was mentioned on Versus, and Deep Blue Sea won that episode, and it's doing really well. So go check that one out. Deep Blue Sea versus The Shallows versus The Meg.
The Meg.
It's a good episode.
The Meg.
Yuck.
A film we will not be covering in this section. But I've seen it. Next week we're looking at Mindhunters, a film I know nothing about. So that should be fun. As for this week, that's for our coverage on Cutthroat Island. Thank you again to Jeanette Ward for joining us.
Oh, thank you so much. What a supreme pleasure to be able to talk about this movie and how great it is.
I am Jay Cluett.
And I'm Mark Hoffmeyer. And you're right. I love talking about this movie. I adore it. It's all good. I'm going to go drink some rum.
And we'll Deep Blue see you next week.